Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with the daily technical update. It is Wednesday the 20th of March and we had yesterday the S&P 500 ticking higher, very close to its all-time high here, just below 5,190, and that is the level the market needs to close, the index needs to close above to cancel this top and reversal pattern we in the former bearish engulfing. So we're very close to, we are still staying above this rising trend line here. So that next couple of days will be really interesting. What will happen probably later tonight when we have FOMC announcement. So that's going to be interesting. We are still very massive divergence on the RSI right there. So it is really stretched. The Nasdaq index yesterday again tested the 17,808 key support, closed above the rising trend line here. Excuse me. And top reversal pattern still in place. Look out for that one. Can't be challenged tonight, or we could move higher. So that is really something to keep an eye on. European market a little bit lower this morning, but basically in a sideways trend. Looks very topish with these spikes here we have seen in the market. Also, they can be lifted or be sold off later. DAX also sideways. Same picture, really, not much to say about that. So let's move on to Amsterdam index, also forming this like a little bit of a triangle-like pattern here. Will it be reversed or will it move higher? Keep an eye on the RSI. If it does close back above 60 threshold, well, then we could see a push higher. CAC 40 is under pressure today. One of the reasons is LVMH is down 3.5%, pushed down by Kering and other luxury goods, luxury brands, companies. They are really struggling at the moment. I'll put out an update later on these luxury brands. So we have CAC lower today, but still we are in an uptrend. But we have these shooting star, or I could also call them gravestone doji, actually more gravestone dojis, top and reversal indicators, but it hasn't been confirmed just yet. Swiss market corrected almost 38.2 of this really strong upwards move here we saw in February going into mid-March. Could dip a little bit lower, but we should resume uptrend fairly soon. The RSI is still in a positive sentiment without no divergence, indicating we could see higher levels in the SMI. Moving on to FX as usual. We had the euro dollar that dipped lower yesterday and jumped back up after testing the 50% of this bullish move here. Seems like we are going to have another go later today, and then we could actually see it dipping below to the 61.8 retracement and 108, really strong support down here also. So if that occurs, I think that will be it, and then we will see a bounce from that level. If it can get back above 108.75, then I think we can see your dollar resuming uptrends. Cable also did the same. Dipped lower to the tested cloud and the 61.8 retracement and 126.66. It was also around my report yesterday, so have an eye on that one. We could see it try again. If it does press it below that level, well, then we could see cable sliding lower to 126. But there's really strong support coming up here. We have the 100 moving average, we have the 200 also. So there is underlying support at that level. Still also have positive RSI. So that is telling us we should see a correction to be over fairly soon and the uptrend resuming. The yen pairs just across the board are really in a strong uptrend. Closed yesterday more or less bang on the 150.90 or 85.90 level here. This morning ticking higher, and we are likely to see it testing the 151.94. That is the 2022 peak. I think it will be taken out, and we'll see a move up to the 138.2 projection of this move here, or this correction here at 152.5. And there is potential higher with the RSI now above 60 threshold, meaning that we are in a bullish or positive sentiment. Euro yen very close to touch the 138.2 at 165. Little bit of weakness here, but I think we will see it pushing higher here during the day to that level. We are in a positive sentiment. There's no divergence whatsoever at the moment, so it is set for higher levels. Aussie yen yesterday in late session broke above the resistance at 98.20. It's been range bound here for a while, but now it broke above, close to just around after touching the 786 retracement at 98.60 and very close to testing 99 level. I think we are just a very few, 1 pip from. So we are back in an uptrend. We are back in positive territory, and move up to close to 100 is in the cards. Sterling yen reached the 138.2 projection of this little correction down here at 192.61. I think we could see a move higher towards the 193.40, possibly higher in the coming days and weeks. We have a positive sentiment with a slight little bit of divergence there. Let me add this. Yes, there's a little bit. You can see the RSI value is lower than this one, so there's a little bit divergence and balance in the market, but it can easily be traded out. Dollar Swiss, as we speak, it is testing the resistance here at 89. If we can close above, which I think we will see dollar Swiss moving towards 90 and strong resistance in 90.5, which is also the 786 retracement of the entire downtrend we saw here back late last year. So seems like a strong uptrend in dollar Swiss right there. Oh, should we just have a quick look at dollar Canada, which is very close to again testing 136.20 key resistance area. We spiked up to it just yesterday, but we need a close above and then a break. Then there's room up to the next level at 137, 137.45. Finally, the dollar index slowly ticking higher. I think we could touch the 103.89, which is the 61.8 retracement of this downtrend here. And then we could have a little bit of a setback. Interestingly, the RSI is still in a negative sentiment. Let's see if we can close above the 60 threshold or not. I expect a little bit further upside to that level. Strong resistance around 104.25, 104.30. That could be a little bit harder to break. Moving on to commodities, we have gold just trading sideways, but we could see still, I believe we could see a correction down to 21.34, possibly down to the 38.2 retracement at 21.15 before I think we will see gold resuming uptrend. However, if we have a reaction later today after the FOMC, well, then we could see it resuming uptrend. So we are a little bit wait and see mode at the moment for gold, I will say. Really hard to predict. Then we have silver sliding a little bit lower, 24.60, still a little bit of support there, but we are in an uptrend. Looking at the palladium that was really cooking here a few days ago or last week, heavy sell-off here the past few days, back below this neckline here. So we reached almost the 786 projection, but now we are back down here. So we can now remove the shoulder inverted. It did materialize, but it didn't move all the way up to the potential levels it could have moved to. I actually did expect it to just reach the 200 moving average, but now we are below here. So I would say we are a little bit in a wait and see mode. We are still in a positive sentiment, and I think it will slowly start picking up again in a few days. But for now, it's a little bit depressed. So I will wait and see to see what's going on with the palladium. Moving on to the energy market, and please do read my analysis yesterday where I say, well, in crude oil we could see a 5 to 8% rise in crude oil prices in coming weeks. It will take some time, but we are in a bullish trend. after breaking this, we have this ascending triangle. It's called ascending because the lower trend line here is actually ascending, it's rising, whereas the upper one here is flat. And we broke bullish out of it. It took a couple of tries to really do it above the resistance at 82.56, possibly move to 84.32, but I think there is potential up to around 87, which is the 161.8 projection of the entire pattern here. But there's no strong resistance until we reach a 90 on the WTI. If we will get there is debatable, but let's see. Same picture really on Brent, but it got rejected at the 87.35 resistance, but we are in a bullish trend and a positive sentiment. There should be room up to 89.5, possibly up to 90.5, around that level where there's some strong resistance. Finally, looking at the US 10-year Treasury yields, got rejected just below the 435 with a bearish engulfing there, so we could see it, the yields dropping back to possibly 422, 420 maybe even, and it's not unlikely we will also correct all the way down to the 61.8 retracement at 415, but we have the 55 moving average coming up here giving some support. Also the 200, sorry, coming up, they're giving some support. It's only the 100 dragging it down a little bit, but we are in a positive sentiment on the RSI, so we should see the US 10-year yields ticking higher towards the end of March, but I think we will see a little bit of sliding back over the next couple of days. However, if we do get a move back above 435, 436, could happen tonight with the FOMC, well, then there's room up to around 450. That's all for today. Have a nice day and happy trading.